Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Federico Talks Watches. Today, I wanted to make a thank you video and give credit to somebody or an organization rather that I probably is responsible for everything watch related in my life today. But of course, before we get started, customary wristwatch check. Wearing the Gerard Perregaux Laureato Evo 3 Moonphase, one of my favorite watches in my collection. And also, guys, go check out delreywatch.com. Bunch of new watches in stock. IWC Portuguese 7-day. Jaeger-LeCoultre Master Control Chronograph, both box and papers. Oris Pro Pilot 10-day Power Reserve. And much, much more at delreywatch.com. But yeah, guys, into the meat and potatoes of this video. I was thinking about it the other day. My entire professional adult career has been in watches. I started at Cartier. I moved to Tourneau, then to Vempe. Then I moved to Richemont, where I was the wholesale director of the East Coast of the US and Canada. And here I am now, right? So pretty much all I've done professionally. However, when I was thinking about the company that influenced me the most, um, it was very, very easy. Cartier. Thank you, everybody at Cartier. So, Cartier was my first job, my first real job, and my first job in watches. I worked at the Fifth Avenue Mansion, as they called it, on 52nd and 5th, Cartier's flagship boutique, and I was hired as a temporary holiday sales associate in the watch department. This is before I really knew anything about watches. But what I love about Cartier is for them, it was, at least in terms of customer service, it was the best or nothing. The training was rigorous, learning everything from the history of Cartier to watchmaking. Then, probably the most valuable thing is learning how to interact with customers. Extremely formal, always wearing white gloves, always referring to everybody as sir or madam, always remembering, it may be in an old fashioned way that the customer was a step above you and that you were there to serve. Now, that may sound a little old fashioned, but to be quite frank with you, looking at my entire career, having those things ingrained in me prepared me for everything else. Customer service was number one. Being knowledgeable was number one. Treating people a particular way ensured that they would come back. Say what you will about Cartier's watches, right? You may like them, you may not like them. Personally, I love them. I don't consider them a fashion brand. I've made a video about that as well. But they don't mess around when it comes to their atmosphere, their customer service, um, and the experience they want a Cartier buyer to have, particularly in one of their boutiques. I remember many times they would even put a hidden microphone inside my lapel, and one of the top managers would listen to all my interactions for the entire day. And boy, that was usually the worst day of, it happened about once a month. The worst day of the month, you'd be sweating, because after they'd call you in and they'd coach you on everything you said. You didn't say sir or madam, or why did you say this? Why didn't you say that? You should have gotten a phone number. They were very, very picky, but you know what? Their, should we call it stiffness, their rigidity, their very French attitude turned me into what I think was probably one of the best salespeople at most of my jobs, and shaped who I was today. So for that, I will say Cartier was the best education I've ever received in my life. Now, guys, I know it's a little bit of a weird video, a little bit of an insight into my career, but I felt, whether this video does well or it doesn't, I felt I owed it to Cartier to say thank you so much for taking a 19-year-old kid and changing his life. Guys, thank you so much for watching another episode of Federico Talks Watches. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any more content. And of course, I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.